हरे कृष्ण। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाखे चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिधि नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वतीदेवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। So we'll start off by reading the verses of the 8th chapter, 10th canto. श्रीशुक उवाच गर्गः पुरोहितो राजन् यदूनां सुमहातपा व्रजं जगामनन्दस्य वसुदेव प्रचोदितः तं दृष्ट्वा परमप्रीतः प्रत्युत्थाय कृताञ्जलि आनर्चाधोक्षज धिया प्रणिपात पुरःसरं सूपविष्टं कृतातिथ्यं गिरासु नृतया मुनिं नन्दयित्वा ब्रवीद् ब्रह्मन् पूर्णस्य करवाम किं महद्विचलनं नृणां गृहीणां दीनचेतसां निःश्रेयसाय भगवन् कल्पते नान्यथा क्वचित् ज्योतिषामयनं साक्षात् यत्तज्ज्ञानमतीन्द्रियम् प्रणीतं भवता येन पुमान् वेदपरावरं त्वं हि ब्रह्मविदां श्रेष्ठ संस्कारान् कर्तुमर्हसि बालयोरनयो नृणां जन्मना ब्राह्मणो गुरु। श्रीगर्ग उवाच यदूनामहमाचार्य ख्यातश्च भुवि सर्वदा सुतं मया संस्कृतं ते मन्यते देवकी सुतं कंसपापमतिसख्यं तव चानकदुन्दुभे देवक्या अष्टमो गर्भो न स्त्री भवितुमर्हति इति सञ्चिन्तयन् श्रुत्वा देवक्या दारिकावचः अपि हन्ता गताशङ्कस्तर्हि तन्नो नयो भवेत्। श्रीनन्द उवाच अलक्षितोऽस्मिन् रहसि मामकैरपि गोव्रजे कुरु द्विजातिसंस्कारं स्वस्ति वाचनपूर्वकम्। श्रीशुक उवाच एवं सम्प्रार्थितो विप्रस्वचिकीर्षितमेव तच्चकार नामकरणं गूढो रहसि बालयो। श्रीगर्ग उवाच अयं हि रोहिणीपुत्रो रमयन् सुहृदो गुणैः आख्यास्यते राम इति बलाधिक्यात् बलं विदु यदूनामपृथग्भावात् सङ्कर्षणमुशन्त्यपि आसन्वर्णास्त्रयो ह्यस्य गृह्णतो नो युगं तनु शुक्लो रक्तस्तथा पीत इदानीं कृष्णतां गत प्रागयं वसुदेवस्य क्वचिज्जातस्तवात्मज वासुदेव इति श्रीमान् अभिज्ञासं प्रचक्षते बहूनि सन्ति नामानि रूपाणि च सुतस्य ते गुणकर्माणुरूपाणि तान्यहं वेद नो जना एष वः श्रेय आधास्यत् गोपगोकुलनन्दन अनेन सर्वदुर्गाणि योऽयमञ्जस्तरिष्यथ पुराणेन व्रजपते साधवो दस्युपीडिता अराजके रक्ष्यमाणा जिज्ञुदस्यून् समेधिता य एतस्मिन् महाभागा प्रीतिं कुर्वन्ति मानवा नारयोऽभिभवन्त्येतान् विष्णुपक्षान् इवासुरा तस्मान्नन्दात्मजोऽयं ते नारायणसमो गुणैः श्रिया कीर्त्यानुभावेन गोपायस्व समाहिता। श्रीशुक उवाच इत्यात्मानं समादिश्य गर्गे च स्वगृहं गते नन्दप्रमुदितो मेने आत्मानं पूर्णमाशिषां कालेन व्रजताल्पेन गोकुले रामकेशवौ जानुभ्यां सह पाणिभ्यां रिङ्गमाणौ विजहर्तु तावङ्घ्रियुग्ममनुकृष्य सरीसृपन्तौ घोषप्रघोषरुचिरं व्रजकर्दमेषु तन्नादरिष्टमनसावनुसृत्य लोकं मुग्धप्रभीतवदुपेयतुरान्तिमात्रो तन्मातरौ निजस्तुतौ गृणया सुदन्तौ पङ्काङ्करागरुचिरावुपगृह्य दोर्भ्यां दत्त्वास्तनं प्रविपतो स्म मुखं निरीक्ष्य मुग्धस्मिताल्पदशनं ययतुः प्रमोदं यर्ह्यङ्गनादर्शनीयसुकुमारलीलावन्तर्व्रजे तदबला प्रगृहीतपुच्छै वत्सैरितस्तत उभावनुकृष्यमाणो प्रेक्षन्त्य उज्झितगृहा जहृषु हसन्त्य शृङ्गग्निदंष्ट्र्यसि जलः द्विजकण्ठकेभ्यः क्रीडापरावतिचलौ स्वसुतौ निषेद्धुम् गृह्याणि कर्तुमपि यत्र न तज्जनन्यो शेकात आपतुरलं मनसो वसस्थाम् कालेनाल्पेन राजर्षे रामकृष्णश्च गोकुले अघृष्टजानुभिः पद्भिः विचक्रमतुरञ्जसा ततस्तु भगवान् कृष्णो वयस्यैर्व्रजबालकैः सह रामो व्रजस्त्रीणां चिक्रीडे जनयन्मुदम् कृष्णस्य गोप्यो रुचिरं वीक्ष्य कौमारचापलं शृण्वन्त्या किल तन्मातुरिति ऊचु समागता वत्सान्मुञ्चन् क्वचिदसमये क्रोशसञ्जातः स स्थेयं स्वाद्यत्यथ दधिपयः कल्पितैस्तेययोगैः मर्कान् भोक्ष्यन् विभजति स चेन्नातिभाण्डं भिनत्ति द्रव्यालाभे सगृहकुपितो यात्युपक्रोश्यतोकान् हस्ताग्राह्ये रचयति विधिं पीठकोलूकलाद्यैश्छिद्रं यन्तर्निहितवयुना शिक्य भाण्डेषु तद्वित् ध्वान्तागारे धृतमणिगणं स्वाङ्गमर्थप्रदीपं काले गोप्यो यर्हि गृहीकृत्येषु सुव्यग्रचित्ता एवं दार्ष्ट्यान्युषति कुरुते मेहनादीनि वास्तवस्तेयोपायैर्विरचितकृते सुप्रतीको यथास्ते इत्थं स्त्रीभिः सभयनयन श्रीमुखालोकिनी व्याख्यातार्थ प्रहसितमुखी न युपालब्धुमिच्छत् हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. Welcome everyone. Hare Krishna. So we finished up to text 16 yesterday, where Gargācārya says, Sa esha shreya adhasyat. Esha eva, esha vah shreya adhasyat. Gopa Gokula Nandana. Anena sarva durgani yuyamanjas tarishyatha. Gargācārya tells Nanda Maharaj that Anena sarva durgani yuyamanjas tarishyatha. That if someone gives their mind and heart to this baby, Anena could point either to baby or it could point to the deity, Krishna or Vishnu deity. This is interesting that although we in our state we pray to Krishna, Nanda and Yashoda they pray for Krishna. They pray to Narasimha, they pray to Vishnu, they pray to Sri Hari. They have a four-handed Narayana, Sri Narayana deity in Nanda Bhavan, which is the presiding deity of Nanda and Yashoda in their home. So they would pray to the deity for their baby, Gopal. So Anena Sarva Durgani, Yuyamanjas Tarishyatha. Gargācārya is saying that Sarva Durgani, all the problems, Yuyam, all of you, Tarishyatha, you will cross over Anjas, which means without any problem. Very easily, you will cross over all problems by His mercy. So this is a fact that even in the future, when there is sipping of the forest fire, or when Krishna dances on the hood of Kaliya, where the Krishna kicks the cart and shakat, the cart topples over, and Nanda Baba and all the Brajbasis are thinking, thank God it didn't fall on the baby. Imagine what would have happened if the whole cart would have toppled on top of the child. They would never believe that it was the tender lotus feet of this baby which actually toppled the cart. Krishna just casually kicked and the cart came tumbling down, toppled over. So why would he kick it on himself? Why would he kick the cart in such a way that the cart would topple upside down on himself? He wouldn't do that. But Nanda Baba was always thinking, oh, it is the mercy. Anena sarva durgani yuyamanjastarishata. He would remember this verse of Gargācārya that, oh, Garga had predicted that all problems, there will be many problems which will come, but somehow mysteriously this child, by the blessings of Vishnu, will always take us across, will take us through across all problems in life. So this is a beautiful verse. Now to continue from text 17. पुराणेन व्रजपते साधवो दस्युपीडिता अराजके रक्ष्यमाणा जिग्युर्दस्यून् समेधिता. Srila Prabhupada's translation. O Nanda Maharaj, as recorded in history, when there was an irregular, incapable government, Indra having been dethroned and people having been harassed and disturbed by thieves, this child appeared in order to protect the people and enable them to flourish, and he curbed the rogues and thieves. Srila Prabhupada's purport. Indra is the king of the universe. Demons, thieves, and rogues always disturb Indra, Indrari Vyakulam Lokam. But when Indraris, the enemies of Indra, become prominent, Krishna appears. Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam Indrari Vyakulam Lokam Ridayanti Yuge Yuge, quoting from the Bhagavatam. So here, Gargācārya says that he will protect all of you. So at that time, Nanda Maharaj is thinking, you're so confident about this child that this child will protect everyone, or by his blessings, I mean, he'll be such a good king, by his blessings, everything will be auspicious. Has this happened in the past? Because what happens in the past lives, those samskars, those impressions carry over lifetimes. So for him to do this in the future, has he done this in the past? So immediately Gargācārya says, Pura, yes, in the past, Anena, O Vrajapati. O Vrajapati. Now here Vrajapati refers to Nanda Maharaj. So, He Vrajapate, as a Sambodhan, as call, O King of Vraja, Pura, in the past, what has Krishna done? Sadhava dasyupiditaha, when the sadhus were tormented, they were troubled. Why were they troubled? Or by whom were they troubled? The sadhus were troubled by dasyu. Dasyu means roadside robbers, thieves, rogues, people who are not dharmic, not religious, not spiritual. Troubled by those thieves, sadhus, they were helpless. They had nobody to protect him. At that time, Arajake, there was no king. Raja nahi the. There it was Arajake. There was no presiding king at that point to protect the sadhus who were tormented by the rogues and thieves who were plundering and murdering people. At that time, Rakshamana, this child has appeared at that time to protect them. So, one explanation given by the Acharyas in this regard is Prithu Maharaj. Prithu Maharaj is an incarnation of Sri Krishna, and he appeared from Vain and Maharaj Vain. And when Prithu Maharaj appeared, it was quite a significant point because Arajake, the previous king, had departed, and there was no presiding king, and religion had reduced and declined, and irreligion had increased. At that point, Prithu Maharaj came, and Prithu Maharaj chastised the miscreants and he protected the sadhus. Now, it is quite interesting. In this verse, it just says Rakshamana. It doesn't say Krishna in his past life or past lives in previous incarnations, he came and destroyed the Rakshasas. That's not given here. It only says Rakshamana. He protected the sadhus who were troubled by the wicked. So, our acharyas headed by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti, Srila Sanatan Goswami, Srila Jiva Goswami, they explain that this is the nature of Bhagavan. He doesn't come in this world to punish the miscreants. He comes only to protect the devotees. He comes to protect his dear associates. And while protecting his associates, if he ends up killing the Rakshasa, so be it. Narasimha didn't come to kill Hiranyakashipu. Narasimha came to protect Prahlad Maharaj. And in the attempt to protect Prahlad, if he ends up killing Hiranyakashipu, so be it. Right? So therefore in the Bhagavad Gita, Vinashaya cha dushkritam is the second line. First line is Paritranaya sadhuna. So Krishna comes only out of love. Prapanna janatanando sandoham pratitum prabho. The Lord comes in this world only to reciprocate affection with those who are very dear to him. So here it is described that Rakshamana, Sadhavo dasyu pidita arajake Rakshamana. When there was no presiding king, Gargācārya is telling Nanda Maharaj, it is your child who has appeared in the past. And he protected the sadhus when they were tormented by the wicked rogues, especially at a time when there was no king in control. And in this way, Dasyun Jagyur. In this way, after protecting the sadhus, he conquered the demons. So third line says Rakshamana, fourth line says Dasyu Jigru. So he conquered the wicked by first protecting the sadhus. So Prithu Maharaj is one example. And for this, we can read the fourth canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, Prithu Maharaj, and so many other kings have been described. Fourth, fifth canto, you can read that section. Another example that Sri Vallabhacharya ji gives in his Sri Subodhini Tika, he says that here, Puranena Vrajapate Sadhavo Dasyu Pidita Arajake Rakshamana Jigyur Dasyun Samedita refers to Ram Avatar. Meaning that Ram was made the king and now he was exiled into the forest, which means there is no other king. Arajake. Ayodhya was without a king. Of course, Bharat was pronounced as the king. He didn't want to be the king. Ram was the king and he was exiled. So who's the king? Arajake. Sri Vallabhacharya ji says, so in this regard, Gargācārya is remembering Treta Yuga avatar Sri Ramachandra. And while seeing Dwapar Yuga avatar Sri Krishna Chandra, in the lap of Gargācārya. Gargācārya is looking at Krishna and tells Nanda Maharaj, you know, in the past, when there was no king, so he's talking in cryptic language because it can refer to multiple incarnations. It can refer to Prithu Maharaj, it can refer to Ramachandra. When there was no king, he was the one who was protecting the sadhus and keeping dharma control protected and adharma under check. And you can see in Rama Avatar, everywhere Sri Ramachandra has been protecting sadhus. Sadhus, starting with all the sages, Vasishtha, Vishwamitra, they would come and beg Dasharath Maharaj, can we have your son? Because the Nishacharis, the night um, riders, or the ghosts, the evil spirits, they are troubling us. All these sadhus, they would perform vrat all day, and when the vrat or the fire sacrifice was about to get done, these Rakshasas would come and throw in obnoxious, dirty substances into that fire sacrifice and make it polluted. So they wanted Dasharath Maharaj to allow his son Sri Ram to come with the sadhus. So Ram was only protecting the sadhus throughout. You can see throughout Ramayana, so many places, meeting Agastya Muni, meeting Valmiki Muni, whether it is Chitrakoot, whether it is Dandakaranya, whether it is Panchavati, Sri Ramachandra is only protecting the sadhus. And while doing that, he ends up destroying the demons. Even in Lanka, Vibhishan was the sadhu, he accepted him. Sita Devi was the sadhvi. Ramachandra was fighting the whole battle to protect Sita Devi. And as a result, he ended up killing Kumbhakarna and Ravana and Prahasta and Nikumba and so many other Rakshasas. So this has been mentioned. O Vrajapate, O Nanda Maharaj, this has been the past. So Sri Baladev Vidyabhushan in his commentary, he writes that this is the main purpose of Lord. Krishna sadhava hridayam mayyam sadhunam hridayam tuham. He's only thinking of his devotees. He's protecting his devotees, he's nourishing his devotees. And in this way, Indrari Vyakulam Lokam. And not just once, you can see so many times, even Varaha Avatar. He jumped into the Garbhodaka ocean as Varaha, not to kill Hiranyaksha, but to protect Mother Earth. So all these incarnations, Pura Anena, many times this child has done this. And therefore, even now, O Nanda Baba, he will protect all of you. And very easily you will cross over all problems because he's there on your side. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Yatra Partho Dhanurtharaha, Tatra Shri Vijayo Bhuti, Dhruva Nitir Matir Mama. If you have Krishna on your side, why fear when Hari is here? If you have Krishna on your side, no problem. And this is the main statement for all of us also. We should have complete faith. Even if there are astrological inauspiciousness, even if there is problems with the lines on our palm, even if there is problems with vastu in a certain home, even if there are problems with any inauspicious dasha in our life, we don't have to worry. Na vasudeva bhaktanam ashubham vidyate kvachit. Those who are chanting Krishna's names, studying Bhagavatam, hearing about Krishna, worshipping Krishna, nothing can happen. Janaki Nath Sahaya Kare to kaun bigad sake naratero. Sri Goswami ji has written that if Sri Ramachandra is on your side, which planet, which direction, which ghost, who can have any inauspicious influence on our life if God, the creator of all good fortune, is on your side? So we don't have to worry. The only thing we have to worry about is forgetfulness of God. That we have to take care. Nothing else we have to worry. We can take complete shelter of Krishna, and whatever comes in our life is His blessings, is His mercy to purify our heart and bring us closer to Him. Then, what is our duty? That has been explained in verse 18. Ye etasmin mahabhaga pritim kurvanti manava narayo bhi bhavanti etan vishnu pakshani vasura. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Demons, asuras cannot harm the demigods who always have Vishnu on their side. Similarly, any person or group attached to Krishna is extremely fortunate. Gargācārya is predicting this, not just for the Brajbasis, but for all of us. Imagine having one-to-one counseling, like for an hour with Gargācārya, and these are the points that he mentions to us, that you don't worry. Gargācārya, who is the godfather of astrology, he's saying, you won't have any problems if you chant Krishna's names. And this has been mentioned even in the Vishnu Sahasranam, this has been mentioned in the Narayaniyam, this has been mentioned in the Bhagavatam, this has been mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita, that Sarvadharman Parityajya Mam Ekam, take one pointed shelter of Krishna. Tasmad Ekena Manasa, one pointed shelter of Krishna. Daivi Hesha Gunamai Mama Maya Duratyaya Mam Eva Ye Prapadyante, one pointed shelter of Krishna. Maya Metam Tarantite. Tam Ekam Sharanam Gacha Sarva Bhavena Bharata. Take shelter of Sri Hari. If we take shelter of Sri Krishna, nothing inauspicious can touch us. There cannot be any evil eye. There cannot be any black magic. Well, Krishna is the biggest black magic. He is the dark, he is the dark complexioned magic in our life. What bigger black magic can we expect in our life? He is the best black magic. He is the best Jadoo Tona. He is the best influence anybody can be under. Srila Prabhupada, when he came to the Western world, when he came to America, it was the hippie culture of LSD, drugs. And people would take high dosage of drugs and get intoxicated to get a feeling of being high, to get a little psychological, emotional kick and feel elated and exhilarated in life beyond all problems. Srila Prabhupada said, why just high? With Krishna's name, you can stay high forever. So that was the article, stay high forever. Why just get kicked by an intoxicant? You can read Bhagavatam, fall in love with Krishna, and stay high forever, untouched by any influence. So this is a fact that in 11th canto Bhagavatam, it has been described that no planets, no relatives, no neighbors, no person, no astrological time period, anything can have inauspiciousness in our life. It is only our mind which troubles us. The root cause of all problems is our mind. We find faults with others and see them as the instruments of our dukkha. No. Our greatest problem is forgetfulness of Krishna. Imagine if you remember Krishna and if you're able to see Krishna present in the heart of that person, then there is no problem. We will respect them. We will not have any enmity. We will not have any competition. We will not have any insecurity. So Gargācārya is saying here for all of us that ya etasmin mahabhaga pritim kurvanti manava. That if any human being, anyone loves him, pritim kurvanti, they have developed love for this child, Krishna, then they are mahabhaga, then they are most fortunate. So if we want to be really fortunate in our life, we have to do just one thing. Develop love for Krishna by reading about him, hearing about him, chanting about him. This is our only solace. And then Gargācārya says, Na araya. Araya comes from the root word ari. Ari means enemy. Like Mura plus Ari becomes Murari. The name of Krishna is Murari because he's the enemy of the Mura demon. So Ari means enemy. And in the plural sense, Arihi, Ari, Araya. So Na Araya. No enemies abhibhavanti etan can conquer such a person. And our acharyas explain in this regard, it refers to enemies outside, like asuras for the devatas, and also enemies within. Lust, anger, envy, pride, jealousy, none of them will have effect. Na araya, narayo abhibhavanti etan. No enemy inside or outside can have any influence on a person who develops love for Krishna, because that person becomes most fortunate. And then Vishnu Pakshan Iva Asura. The example that is given is just like the devatas, the demigods, when they take shelter of Vishnu and Vishnu's on their side, the asuras cannot have any influence. However strong the asuras may be, they cannot have any impact on the devatas because Vishnu is on their side. So by saying Manavaha, it refers to anybody, any caste. This has been explained by Srila Sanatana Goswami and Jeev Goswami Pad. Any person, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, any person, Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyasi, male, female, anybody, if they love Krishna in his human feature. So this is interesting. By saying Manavaha, two things has been mentioned by Gargācārya. Any human being, which means your birth doesn't matter, your country doesn't matter. You could be from India, you could be from London, you could be from Australia, any human being. One could be male, one could be female, one could be a child, one could be an old man. That's point number one. Point number two, loving Krishna in his human like feature. Naravat Leela, which means as a two-handed boy, son of Nanda Maharaj. If anybody from any background develops love for Krishna in his human feature, then he has nothing to worry. No negative influence can have any negative influence in his life because he's completely protected. Why Mahabhaga? Why is such a person who loves Krishna most fortunate? Because Sri Hari Bhakti Vilas explains that Janmantara Sahasreshu Tapo Dhyana Samadhibihi Naranam Kshina Papanam Krishne Bhakti Prajayate. That how rare it is to develop love for Krishna. How rare is it to develop love for Krishna? Sri Hari Bhakti Vilas describes that Janmantara Sahasreshu. It takes thousands of lives. Tapo dhyana samadhi bihi. By controlling one's senses, by meditating, by being very austere. Naranam kshina papanam. All sinful tendencies of past life are subdued. Then a true love, true bhakti, Krishna bhakti prajayate. True bhakti rises in the heart. So therefore, if someone has developed bhakti in their life, we all should consider ourselves to be extremely fortunate. Extremely fortunate. We are not pure-hearted. We all have some flaws and something to overcome, but it's amazing. Janmantara sahasreshu tapo dhyana samadhibihi. It takes hundreds and thousands of lifetimes. Bahunam janmanam ante jnanaman mam prapadyate. Bhagavad Gita explains, after many, 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 many transmigrations, we get the fortune, most auspicious moment to become a devotee. Muktanam api siddhanam narayana parayana sudurlabha prashantatma kotishvapi mahamune. Sixth canto Bhagavatam describes after thousands of transmigrations we get a chance to become one Krishna Bhakta. Krishna Bhakti Prajayate. So now when we have got this in our life, we should hold on to it as our greatest wealth. Remember the word Vasudev, where Vasu means wealth, and our greatest treasure wealth is Bhakti. And if we have that as the first priority in our life, then Dev, Krishna appears to us. Therefore, he is Vasudev. So, ya etasmin mahabhaga pritim kurvanti manava. Anyone who develops love for Krishna is extremely fortunate. So, Nanda Maharaj. Therefore, O Nanda Maharaj, love this child with all your heart. Don't worry. And then he says, Tasma Nanda Atmajoyam te Narayana Samo Gunai. Shriya Kirtyanubhavena Gopa Yasva Samahita. This verse will take some time for explanation. Many beautiful interpretations have been given by our acharyas. Verse 19. Gargācārya tells Nanda Maharaj, in conclusion, therefore, O Nanda Maharaj, this child of yours is as good as Narayana. In his transcendental qualities, opulence, name, fame, and influence, he is exactly like Narayana. You should all raise this child very carefully and cautiously. Srila Prabhupada starts the purport with a brilliant verse. Srila Prabhupada explains, Yastu Narayanam Devam Brahmarudradi Daivata Samatvenaiva Viksheta Sa Pashandi Bhavedruvam. Can anybody be equal to Narayana? Nobody can be equal to Narayana. In fact, Shastra says, Samatvenaiva Viksheta. If someone sees anybody to be equal to Narayana, Sa Pashandi Bhavedruvam. Such a person is considered to be an atheist. Is Gargācārya an atheist? Gargācārya knows this verse. If we know and we are reading this verse, Gargācārya knows this verse that you shouldn't compare anybody to Narayana. Why does in verse 19 Gargācārya says Narayana Samo Gunai? That this child equals Narayana. Because Narayana is one without a second. And if you say nobody can be compared to Narayana because Narayana is one without second. And then still Gargācārya says this child equals Narayana. What does that mean? He is Narayana. He equals himself. That is the point. But because Nanda Maharaj should not get, again, continuing from yesterday, Nanda Maharaj should not get touched by the opulent description of Krishna. Therefore, again, Gargācārya says, Nanda Atmajoyamte. I am Nanda Atmaja. This child of yours, O Nanda, again and again he will say, Sutasya te, this child, Atmajo, Nanda Atmajo yamte. I am te Nanda Atmaja. This child of yours, O Nanda, equals Narayana. So he's saying what he has to, but he's beautifully packing and packaging it by saying, this child of yours, this baby of yours, this very wonderful, innocent child of yours. So Nanda Maharaj's mind is catching the sweet parental description, but at the same time, he's also listening that this is the blessings of Narayana. How Nanda Maharaj is taking this, instead of seeing that my child is Narayana, Narayana is the name of the deity. So he's saying Narayana Samogunai, which means just like you put Narayana, your deity, as first priority in your life, this child is like Narayana. Put this child as the first priority in your life. This is how Nanda Maharaj is translating through the filter of his parental love. Now, our acharyas have explained some amazing interpretations to this verse. Our acharyas explain that because Gargācārya says Narayana Samogunai, that this child equals Narayana, therefore this is quite famous in Vrindavan. Whenever Krishna does something good, which is phenomenally brilliant, everybody says, yeah, Gargācārya had predicted that the deity Narayana has special mercy on you. You're special to him. Anytime there is problem, the deity Narayana, Vishnu, four-handed deity of Nanda Maharaj, will enter you, will enter Krishna and sip the forest fire, will dance on the hoods of Kaliya, will lift up a hill. So they see Krishna do all this. But this verse, Narayana Samo Gunai, pacifies the heart of the Brajbasis that Gargācārya had said this. Also, another way they see it is, it may not be true that anybody equals Narayana, but because a great soul as Garga has said it, and he has Vaksiddhi, perfection in his speech, it must come out true. So whenever Krishna needs help, those words of Gargācārya which have fructified to success, to perfection, those words come to help, and Narayana enters the body. Krishna is not Narayana, but because Garga predicted, just like we see when Narada Muni predicted that the trees will be uplifted, Krishna went and uplifted the trees in Damodar Leela. So similarly, words of the great soul have power. So Gargācārya is a pure devotee, and because he has said Narayana Samagunai, that this child will equal Narayana, the Brajbasis say, oh, that means Narayana's state of transcendence is such that when problems come, he immediately diffuses it. So that is the nature of Krishna. When problems come in Vrindavan, that Narayana helps Krishna. That Narayana jumps into the body of Krishna and he does all the fighting. He does the drinking of the forest fire. He does the lifting of the hill. He does the dancing of the hoods of a venomous snake. And Krishna takes credit. Baby Gopal takes credit. Baby Gopal is busy stealing butter and speaking lies and crawling on the dust of cow dung of Vrindavan. And he's taking credit for what Narayana does by the blessings of Gargācārya's prediction. So Narayana Samogunai. Our acharyas explain that Shriya Kirtyanubhavena Kopayasva Samahita. So Krishna will equal Narayana in three qualities. Shriya, which means Shri. Prabhupada translates that as opulence. Kirtya, which means Kirti, which means fame. And Anubhav means Prabhav, influence. So this child will be very, very, very opulent, very famous, and extremely influential, just like Narayana, Vishnu. So our acharyas at this point, they explain that Narayana has 6 opulences: Aishwaryasya, Samagrasya, Viryasya, Yashashashriya, Jnana Vairagya Yushchaiva, etc. That he is all famous, He's all wealthy, he's all beautiful, he's all strong, he's all knowledgeable, and he's all renounced, right? These are the six Shad Aishwarya. These are the six opulences of God, of Narayana, of Vishnu. So they have been clubbed together. Those six opulences are referred as three words here. So Shriya refers to beauty and wealth. Shriya refers to beauty and wealth, which means this child will be as beautiful as Narayana and as wealthy as Narayana. Okay. Second, Kirtya. As far as his fame is concerned, this also includes two attributes. One, his fame, and second, his renunciation. God is extremely famous for being renounced because he creates the whole world and gives it to us to such an extent that we don't even believe that he exists. He creates it, gives it to us, we own it temporarily, and because he's so detached, he doesn't come and intrude. He doesn't intercept. He doesn't come into our path in life. He's so detached. He creates universes, creates us, and now you live in this universe. He gives it to us. So detached that we even become atheistic and we doubt his presence. So his fame and his renunciation. These are the two which are included under Kirti. And under Anubhav, or his influence, his power, two more are included. That is his strength and his knowledge. So Krishna shows his influence through the Bhagavad Gita, that is his intellect, and through his strength by fighting the demons. So his strength and his intelligence are the Prabhav, the Anubhav. His fame and his renunciation are the Kirti, the fame. And his beauty and his wealth are the Shriya. So Acharyas explained Shriya Kirti Anubhavena. Through these three words, the six opulences of Vishnu have been hinted. And Krishna will equal Narayana in these six opulences or these three words. And therefore Gargācārya says, Gopayasva Samahita. Gopayasva means therefore take good care of him. Gopayasva in Sanskrit means take good care. Samahita, with caution, with attention, please take good care of him. He is rare. It is like saying the whole of Vrindavan is your wealth, but this is your central diamond. So just like a person would hide his diamond, his wealth very carefully in a closet or in a cupboard or on the bank, similarly, Gopayasva Samahita. O Nanda Maharaj, whatever I have told you, on the basis of that, please protect this child. Or another way to understand is, whatever I have told you, O Nanda, Gopayasva, keep it protected. Which means whatever I have told you about Krishna, don't spill it out to others. Whatever I have told you about him, keep it under wraps. Gopayasva Samahita. With attention, with focus, listen to what I'm saying, absorb, and please don't tell anyone. Of course, Nanda Baba did tell everyone out of his joy that, my child, Gargācārya says he is like Narayana. And this is why in the Venu Geet and other places, the gopis use words like Mukunda. Nadyastadata dupadhari Mukunda Geetam. Mukunda means giver of liberation. So why are they saying that Krishna is the giver of liberation? Because they have heard from Nanda Maharaj, who has heard from Gargācārya, that Krishna is like Narayana, and because Narayana is the giver of liberation, Krishna carries those qualities and he's also giver of liberation. So the gopis are saying, you please liberate us from the fire of separation from you by appearing before us. Because we have heard from Gargācārya that you are Mukunda, you have the qualities of Narayana. So this, what we explained till now, is the general translation. Now there are deeper meanings to this final verse because after this Gargācārya goes back to Mathurā. So as he's concluding, Gargācārya says a lot of things here. Our acharyas explain that Tasman Nandatma Joyamte. Tasmat means therefore. So whatever he's saying here is the final conclusion. Therefore, O Nanda Maharaj, Nanda Atma Joyamte, this child of yours Here, either the word Nanda can refer to Nanda Maharaj, or Nanda means Ananda. This happy child of yours. So either it means this child of your, O Nanda, आपका ये बच्चा, this child that belongs to you. That's one meaning. Or this Nanda Atmaja, this happy baby of yours, because the word Nanda also means joy. Or Nanda Atmaja, this child who is the only source of joy for you. Nandayati, Anandayati. Your name is Nanda because you're happy, but this child makes you more happy. Therefore, this one, this child of yours, O Nanda, or this happy child of yours, O Nanda, or this child who makes you happy, O Nanda, Narayana Samo Gunai. What does that mean? General meaning is Narayana, this child will be like Narayana. But the hidden meaning is Narayana will try to be like this child. Narayana Samogunai. Just like Narayana has 4 arms, this child will have 4 qualities which will attract even Lakshmi Devi from Vaikuntha. Leela Premna Priyadikyam Madhurya Venu Rupayo Itya Sadharanam Proktam Govindasya Chatusthayam. There are 4 qualities of Krishna which he portrays in Vrindavan, which is not found even in Narayana in Vaikuntha. And that is his flute playing, his beautiful threefold bending two-handed form, his associates who are ready to stand on his shoulders and steal butter. Narayana doesn't have that in Vaikuntha. And ecstatic love, beautiful pastimes, where Krishna speaks lies, Krishna steals, Krishna crawls, Krishna eats with his left hand. None of this is found in Vaikuntha. So 4 things: his flute playing, his beautiful form, people around him, his associates who love him, and the pastimes that he performs. So they are called Venu Madhuri, Rupa Madhuri, Prema Madhuri, and Leela Madhuri. So these 4 are not found even in Narayana. Therefore, O Nanda Maharaj, Narayana Samogunai. Even Narayana will try to match this child. When you say in poetry, Upaman and Upameya, which means when you use a comparison and when you say, this child is so beautiful, his face is like the lotus flower. When you say that, what does that mean? Naturally, you say lotus is extremely beautiful. This child's face is extremely beautiful, and this child is trying to be like the lotus. That is the example. So generally, when you say this is like that, you say that this that you're comparing is in the lower status, and that which you're comparing it to is on the higher status. So when you say in poetry, this girl is so beautiful, her face is like the moon. What does that mean? The moon is extremely beautiful, the girl is extremely beautiful, and the girl's face can be compared to the face of the moon. But still to be understood that the face of the girl is inferior and the moon is superior. So when you say this is like that, that is superior and this is inferior. So here by saying Narayana Samo Gunai, our acharyas explained, Gargācārya to Nanda Maharaj, he's saying, your child is inferior and Narayana is superior, and your child will be like Narayan. But actually what he's trying to say is Narayana is trying to be like your child. Your child is higher in mood and Narayana is going to try to be like him. And Srila Prabhupada gives a brilliant point in the purport, in the last line. He says, as stated in the Brahma Samhita, Lakshmi Sahasra Shata Sambrahma Sevyamanam. Vishnu has 1 Lakshmi, but Krishna has been described as Lakshmi Sahasra. Thousands of Lakshmis in the form of gopis serve him in Vrindavan. So therefore, he has more opulence and more beauty and more sweetness than even Narayana in Vaikuntha. This is what Gargācārya is saying. Shriya Kirtyanubhavena. Now there is a very interesting hint given here. The word Shriya refers to Shri Radharani, and Kirtya refers to Kirtida Devi. Anubhavena, appearance. Prabhav. that, oh dear Nanda Baba, Tasman Nandatma Joyam Te Narayana Samagunai. This child of yours, who will be extremely beautiful playing his flute, and who will be extremely loving and perform beautiful pastimes, will not come alone. He comes with his eternal associate, Shriya Kirtyanubhavena. He appears with Shriya, Sri Radharani, from Kirtida Devi, and therefore Gopayaswa. Protect him, take care of him, otherwise he will run away. He will leave home and run away to sing and dance with Sri Radharani. Therefore, with careful intelligence, focus, Gopayaswa. Take care of him. This has been hinted. So Sri Radharani's name, for those of us who feel that Radharani is not found in the Bhagavatam, Shukdev Goswami is hinting time and again through beautiful, wonderful hints in the form of words. The word Gopayasva means serve also, to serve, not just protect. So Gopayasva Samahita, protect him and also serve him nicely. But that means don't serve him Narayana Samagunai like how you would serve your deity. You serve your deity with arati, you serve your deity offering obeisances. So although your child is Narayana Samagunai, Gopayasva, don't serve him like that. Gopayasva, embrace him, kiss him, keep him on your lap, tell him stories. Like that, you serve him, you protect him, you take care of him. In Sanskrit, Gopa means Gopas, and Aye means Labhe, which means gain or profit. So Gopaya or Gopaye refers to Krishna, who celebrates the gain, the labha of the Gopas. So whenever the Gopas are winning, which means, let's say they have more cows, newer calves are born, more milk, or the Gopas are fighting in one camp, Krishna's camp wins, then Krishna is called Gopaya. Because he who celebrates, Aya means the labha, the fortune, and Gopa means Gopas. He who susamahita, who enjoys, relishes the gain, the fortune of the Gopas. So that whole word, Gopaya Susamahita, can also be an adjective for Krishna. Instead of Swasamahita, in Pathyantar, it is Susamahita. So he who very wonderfully celebrates the victory or the gain of the Gopas. So which means, oh Nanda Baba, don't you worry, your son will be such a good king. Remembering him, loving him will bring all good fortune, and he is Gopaya Susamahita, which means he always focuses on the gain for the Gopas, which means he celebrates the good fortune of the Gopas. So in this way, Gargācārya mentions this, and then Shukdev Goswami says, Ityatmanam samadishya garge cha swagriham gate nandah pramudito mene atmanam purnam ashisham. In this way, Gargācārya atmanam samadishya, he instructed Nanda Maharaj how to take care of Krishna, but atmanam, paramatmanam, he also instructed Krishna. According to Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Gargācārya not just spoke to Nanda Maharaj, iti atmanam samadishya. Atma refers to Paramatma here, Krishna. He also instructed Krishna while going that Krishna, you should take care of your father when you grow up. You should be obedient to him. Okay, don't leave his hand and go anywhere. Every day you should chant your mantras. Every day you should put tilak, and don't be a disobedient child. So iti atmanam samadishya. Just like Garga gave instructions to Nanda how to take care of Krishna, he also gave instructions to Krishna how to protect his spiritual principles and take care of Nanda Maharaj. Garge cha swagriham gate. Giving all these instructions, Gargācārya left Vrindavan and went back to Mathura. And Nandaha pramudito mene. Nanda Maharaj was so happy that Gargācārya gave names to my children, Krishna and Balaram, gave them instructions, told them how to put tilak, told them how to be obedient, told me about the past lives of Krishna, also told me the future telling of my child, also gave me instructions what I should do with my baby, and also gave me pacification or pacified me by saying that the deity Narayana, my presiding deity, will always protect my child. So, pramuditam mene. अपने आप को मैंने मानने लगे. Nanda Maharaj considered himself extremely fortunate. Pramuditaha. He was not muditaha. Mudita means happy. He was pramuditaha. He was extremely happy. Atmanam purnam ashisham. He considered his life to be successful and complete. He considered himself to be full of good fortune. Srila Prabhupada's purport: Krishna is the super soul and Nanda Maharaj is the individual soul. By the instructions of Garga Muni, both of them were blessed. So, this line from Srila Prabhupada is coming from the Acharyas, as we said. Nanda Maharaj was thinking of Krishna's safety from the hands of demons like Putana and Shakatasur. And because he possessed such a son, he thought of himself as most fortunate. Srila Jiva Goswami Pad comments in his Laghu Vaishnav Toshini: after Gargācārya left and he reached Mathura safely, Nanda Maharaj held a big festival. He held a big festival. And this didn't have Gargācārya in it. He just called his local priests and told them to do the other rituals. Achaman, Swastivachan, etc. So that it will seem that who is doing the name giving ceremony? The local priests are doing it. Garga is not doing it. The local priests are doing it. So the doubt won't come. This is the point by Srila Jiva Goswami. And it's described that at that point, Mother Yashoda, she went around preaching about Krishna. Sri Jiva Goswami Pad, he explains that Mother Yashoda went around preaching about Krishna, telling everyone. She went from home to home, knocking the doors and telling the gopis, please come, please come. Look, my most beautiful child, Nanda Nandan, Yashoda Nandan, he's waiting for all of you. And all the mothers, they would leave their homes and they would start running to Nanda Bhavan to see baby Krishna. And Sri Jiva Goswami Pad says, how many Matajis or how many mothers came? Eka dvitras chatasro yuta viyutataya panchasha sapta chashtau. One came, two came, three came, four came, five came, six, seven, eight, which means what it means is from the 8 directions. There are totally 10 directions, except for top and bottom. From 8 directions, all the neighboring mothers came in. And how did they come? Yuta viyutataya. They came either single by themselves, or they came with their husbands, they came with their families, or they made groups and they came. Yuta viyutataya. So ekadvi traschatasroho. One gopi came, she went and told 2 more gopis, look, Krishna looks very beautiful. This child, Nandanandan, Yashodanandan, looks extremely beautiful. And now he's getting his name. How beautiful. 3-year-old, 3-month-old baby Gopal. Oh, he looks extremely beautiful. They're all coming in groups in the 8 directions. Sri Jiva Goswami Pad says, not just that. Panktirvat pankti baddha shishu yuvati jaratyardha vriddha samantat. People came from all directions in different numbers. They lined up in rows. Pankti va pankti baddhaha. Each direction had rows of gopis, motherly gopis, lining up to see baby Gopal. And at the same time, different ages. Ardha vriddha, yuvati. It is described those who are baby girls, they also came. 4-year-old, 5-year-old girls also came with their mothers. And yuvati, those who are 16, 17-year-old girls, they also came with their family. Ardha vriddha, those who are 30-year-old, 40-year-old, they also came. And vriddhaha, those who are 60, 70-year-old, they also came. So all ages, Krishna attracted gopas, gopis, neighbors from his village, neighboring village, in singular, dual, plural numbers in all directions. And they were all lining up in lines in different ages. Sri Jiva Goswami describes so beautifully that ayanti drakvishanti vraja nripati griham tancha pashyanti balam Kritva chuchkara mishram bahula vilasitam smayayantyo hasanti. Sri Jiva Goswami Pad explains, they came and in different lines when they were coming in, they all came around Krishna. And Krishna was made to sit by Mother Yashoda. And he was just looking around and smiling. So many people have come to see him. Baby Gopal is moving his hands. He's moving, he's taking his palms, hitting his thighs, and giggling and smiling. And when the gopis and the gopas coming from different directions, they would see him, Drag Vishanti, they would talk to him. And when they would talk to him, Sri Jiva Goswami Pad says they had their own baby talks. It's called chuchkar in Sanskrit. Chuchkar means playing with a baby. Even in this world, when a mother or a relative comes and plays with the child, they will tickle, they will try to snap their fingers, they will try to sing a song, they will try to get the attention of the child and talk to the child, and embrace the child, sometimes kiss the child, right? And move the child and make different baby sounds to the child. This is all called chuchkar, playing with the baby. So Jiva Goswami Pad says, Kritva chuchkar mishram bahu vilasitam smayayanto hasanti. Each person would come pick up baby Gopal and baby Balaram in their arms, and one would tickle Krishna, one would tickle Balaram. They would use their face to tickle the belly of Krishna and pull his cheeks and touch his chin and touch different parts of his body and speak to him, tell him stories, sing songs and rhythmic poems. And smayayanto, they would make Krishna laugh, make Krishna smile, and in Krishna's smile, hasanti, they would smile. They would make Krishna laugh, and in Krishna's laughter, they would laugh. But Mother Yashoda saw that many gopis came. Many gopis came to see Krishna. But there were still some gopis who were not coming. There were some gopis who were still not coming. So Mother Yashoda would personally now go door to door and knock the doors of those gopis who were not coming. Lalyasyadhyatu janma bham vijayate tatrapi chautadhikam sarva eva katastvameva kilakim sadmavitum vartmase agrahita muhur vrajesha grihini kim va vraje mushaka kopyasti sputamasti va satu shishur mushnati chetah param. Shri Jiva Goswami Pad has explained that Mother Yashoda, she would go from home to home, especially to the gopis, motherly gopis who were not coming. Krishna is 3 months old. So she would go knock at the doors and she would say, "Why aren't you coming? You're the only one who hasn't come to see my baby. My baby is very beautiful. He's extremely attractive. He has big cheeks. He has a very nice chin. Generally, babies have 2 cheeks. My baby has 3 cheeks. He has 1, 2, and 3. And Mother Yashoda is not saying Krishna. She's saying Lalya, my Lala, my Chota Sa Krishna, my baby Gopal. Lalya Syadyatu Janmabham. Oh, Mother Yashoda is knocking at the door and saying, "You should come." And this was Mother Yashoda's door-to-door preaching strategy. So this door-to-door book distribution comes from Mother Yashoda. She would go door to door. If it's Krishna's birthday, she would go door to door. "Please come, today is my baby's birthday, please come." Krishna turns over Chautanikam, Utthanika Leela. During Shakatasur pastime, Krishna turned over when he was 3 months old. Big festival in Vrindavan. Baby Gopal has turned over. Mother Yashoda would go door to door and say, "Please come, today is a very big day. My Gopal has turned over on the cradle." He who was on his back, now he has taken sides. It's quite interesting because God never takes sides. But in Vrindavan, he is turning sides and taking sides. At the same time, in Vaikuntha, Vishnu is sleeping in Yoga Nidra, but there's no festival. But in Vrindavan, if Krishna is sleeping, there is a festival. If Krishna wakes up, it's a festival. If Krishna turns over, it's a festival. If Krishna gets his first teeth, it is a festival. If Krishna smiles, it's a festival. If it's his name-giving ceremony, it's a festival. And what if it's Janmashtami? If it's his birthday, it's a big festival. So Mother Yashoda goes door to door, knocks at the door and tells the mothers, "Please come, please come, please come. You're the only one who has not come. Look." And she names all the other mothers, said, "She's there, she has come, that Mataji is there, this Mataji just arrived, you're the only one who has not come." So that Mataji, she responds, "Oh Yashode, I want to come, but what to do? There's nobody else at home, and if I keep my door open, my house unlocked, and if I come, to see your Gopal. I feel some thief may enter my house and steal. So I am just staying put. I am holding the fort, to say. I'm guarding my house. Mother Yashoda looks at the neighborhood Mataji and her point, and Mother Yashoda says, thief in Vrindavan? There is no thief in Vrindavan. Why do you have to worry? There's no thief. No, there is one thief, says Yashoda. There is no thief, that's true, but there is one thief, and he's 3 months old. You don't have to worry, that thief will not come to your house. The mother of that thief is inviting you to come and plunder the house. Mother Yashoda says generally people fear thieves entering their home, but never is a point when the thief's mother comes and goes from home to home, comes to our home and goes from door to door, inviting everyone, please come and plunder the treasure of my house, which is Gopal. So Mother Yashoda says, there is no thief. Oh, well, there is one thief. And you don't have to worry. He is in my home. He's on the cradle, or he's 3 months old, or it is his name giving ceremony. He is the only thief. So the neighboring gopis are saying, thief? What does he steal? Because Krishna hasn't started stealing butter. So what does he steal? Sri Jiva Goswami Pad says, Mushnati Cheta Param. He steals the heart. So, oh dear Sakhi, why don't you come and surrender yourself to the greatest thief possible? The only treasure you have to surrender is your heart, because this child otherwise will snatch it away. So in this way, Mother Yashoda goes door to door preaching about Gopal. Gargācārya returned back to Mathura, and Vrindavan. Childhood pastimes of Krishna have begun. So we'll pause here today. Starting tomorrow will be the ecstatic Vatsalya flow of Krishna and Balaram's unparalleled river currents of childhood pranks in Braj. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Patita Pavan Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaura Premanande. Hari 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 Bol.